Good afternoon, beautiful people. Okay, so up here in the corner, you're going to see the picture of the video that is for the foreign money, the coins and the dollar or the bills. Go over there. If you've already put a guess, I'm not telling nobody what it is, or rather, everybody can see what you put down, but I'm not going to tell you what's on that little card up there. And we won't know until next Tuesday. But enter as many times as you want to. And if you've won other stuff, I just give stuff away, people. If it's extra to me, or if it's something like all that foreign coin, like I told you, I don't collect that, so I don't need it. So go, and if you want to, you can start at 1 and then go to 2, but you can only put one number per comment. All right. You also must live in the United States, which I would have thought that people that collect American coins or U.S. coins would be in the United States, but that is not necessarily true. Anyhow, so today we're going to talk about some large cent. I picked these up off of one of those not Facebook Marketplace, but Facebook groups. And like I said, if you go on there and you look around and you start seeing the same name of somebody selling, putting out bids, they're going to show up. And these showed up. Okay, here you go. So we're going to talk about those in just a minute. But again, I did get one 1937 so far. I'm not even. I seriously don't think I'm even a quarter of the bag yet. And I did get some nice 55s over here. So anyhow, but I have a interesting idea for y'all. If y'all could tell me, if I made tubes, and I'll tell you in the video again, and what would y'all, every coin different, PDs and S's, not necessarily of every year, but whatever I have available in tubes. And like right here in front of me, there's a total of 15 different dates. And again, like I said, I'll 1, 2, 3 all the way through, and you know how many other ones I got. And I also am getting another 3,000 of 1,000 of teens, 1,000 of 20s, and 1,000 of 30s. So just a question, would you buy something like that? Every different date. You don't have to go search for it. You don't have to buy a bag full of 10, how much was this, 5,000 coins, and go through them. I will have already gone through them. And again, I am not a person that's going to sit there and pick, I like that one. I will take some of the coins if I need them. So that was the whole purpose of this, was to look at my set and say, hey, is any of these? Because these, of course, are all San Francisco mints. Anyhow, let's get into the video, and you'll probably hear the exact same thing, because this little video that I'm making right now somehow didn't have volume. Anyhow, now it does, and I might repeat myself in the rest of it. But anyhow, go and put some numbers over there, in as many as you want to, but one number per comment. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Of course, these are all large cents, but what I want to talk about is the little cents over here. I think I came up with an idea. Y'all tell me if you're interested in this type of an idea that I'm about to just say out loud. First of all, there's 15 total right here, not counting the 37. And I'm getting those other bags of 1,000 for the teens, the 20s and the 30s. And what if I made complete tubes, that's not the right word, tubes of all different dates, all wheatbacks. In fact, by the time I'm done, there's probably going to be 2 full rolls of each date. You go and buy yourself the first 2 Whitman Lincoln albums, and you will be able to fill everything up. Not everything, you know, there's always going to be the rarities, the 1931 San Francisco, the 1909 VDBS, things like that. And so what if I sold every coin in here different, so you wouldn't have to go buy all of this? And I thought, well, Mark, how are you gonna, what would you charge for that? So that's my biggest question. What would a roll of all wheatbacks, every one of them is a different date, you go grab that Whitman Lincoln scent albums, and you and your kids have a lot of fun enjoying yourself putting all those things together. You'll have a hole to put in a coin, hopefully. Like I said, there's going to be a lot, as we all know, there's going to be holes for the more expensive ones, like the 1909 SVDB. But what if you were able to do that kind of thing? Now you have a whole, not a whole collection, really close to the in collection, I guess you could say. And then all you'd have to go buy is, let's just say, 1910 San Francisco, or whatever date you'll be missing. So you'll get a whole bunch of coins. And the other thing is the price tag. Like I say, what would you charge? Because, you know, I'm saying that these here costed me 13 cents a piece. If you take the price that I showed you in the last video and you multiply, divide it by 5,000, well, that's about what you come up with for each coin. And so I thought that would be interesting. Okay, anyhow, let's get into these little, these are big. These are basically going to be for typeset albums. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to collect the series of all the dates. Here's 1945. They're saying that it's very good. This is not what I paid for it. And I'm going to pay attention to y'all up here to see, you know, that's not a bad looking coin. And they're saying it's very good. So I would agree to that. Where are y'all? And here's 1848. That's 1845. Wow. 100 years off, Mark. 1848. And they're saying it's good condition. There's some detail there. I'm going to say, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see, did that first one have it? Where you can start to try to make out the word liberty. Once you start getting that, you get a nicer coin, of course. Here's one that looks a little, well, it's saying it's fine, so hey, there we go. We'll agree with that too. And it's still not all there, but it's getting closer. Oh, the back looks really sharp. That looks nice. Then we have an 1849. Now that one, these were all put up for bid on a Facebook market coin group. And you go and bid. And if you win, you win. If the price tag goes too high, then the price tag goes too high. Which, that looks nice. It's legible. This basically, it's saying it's fine. It's really not too bad. There, that's a better look for y'all. and the back again, right there. That's not too bad. This one they're saying is fine also, and this one I would of course have a big question mark about because it's starting to get a lot of wear down on it, but it's an 1853, and you know, what's that, 175 years, somewhere like that ago. And here's the back of that one. So I really want to know if y'all think, would that be a good idea? Like I say, I want to get people involved in coin collecting. I don't want to charge an arm and a leg. This was not an arm and a leg, all this other stuff up here. You know, we all have a budget, and when things go above your budget, well, then you're going to stop, aren't you? You're not going to go any higher, especially when bidding. Or you say, well, I'd like that coin, but that says very good, and if I could find one in a good, I think I could afford that coin. So you can go that route. We all know that the price of a coin, this could be into, I'm looking at the actual things off to the side here, the red book values. So like this 1845. 1845 in good condition, it's saying it's $35. And then it goes to VG8 and it's $45. And then it goes to fine and it's $50. So like I say, you can use your understanding of how much money you want to spend on a coin instead of going out and buying an expensive one. If I can reach back here without knocking everything over. Here we go. Yay, we got that far. So like this one here. Like I said, this one costed me right at $1,900. I bought it from Atmex. Well, that's a very pretty coin. It's at the top of my level of saying, do I want it or not, right? So that's what I'm getting at. Do you really need that condition, or are you want to make it a set looking in that condition? Anyhow, I just want to say, please get involved on the game. There might be like, I don't know, 10 people that have put a number up, and there's a whole bunch of numbers between 1 and 1,000, and so you can do it whatever you want, but you can, and if you've won the silver, go ahead, people. You are more than welcome to win 2, 3, 4, 5 times if you want to. I enjoy giving these things out because, first of all, they clear up my space and narrow me down to a set that I'm looking for. But if I go through these are 1945 S's right here, San Francisco's, and I find the best looking coin in here by the time I'm done with all 5,000, what would that do? You know, I got my coin. Well, I'm not saying that one right there on the top is no good. In fact, if they are slicked, they go into the trash pile over here that I have always had. Those back there need to get put in position. Anyhow, just a question. How much would you pay for every coin in this roll? They're not going to be all S mint marks. They're going to be P's, D's, and S's in here. 50, and I'm thinking of doing 50 of, let's pretend, 1940 to 58, and then prior back to even further. They might get a little bit more expensive, but at the same time, I'm not really worried about how much money I make. I don't need to store all these, right? Or am I going to save them for copper? Well, Yeah, if I paid, what was that, $650, it'll probably be about another 30, 40 years before I would break even on that. So it's for collectors, right? Okay, I love all of y'all. Y'all go have fun. Enjoy your day, evening, night. Remember, tomorrow's Friday for all those people that have to go to work. I don't. I'm retired. Just playing. Love all of y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me some comments. Go back to that video and put as many numbers as you want to, but only one entry per comment. So you can comment 20 times if you want to. Okay? Anyhow, love all of y'all. Bye.